we're going to be making some red bean soup. What we have out here are all of the ingredients and root vegetables and seasonings and herbs that'll be going into the dish. We have some scallions, some onions, some cut up garlic, a few pieces of celery, carrots. This is acorn squash, and this is chocho, but this is also a squash. I'll cut up some potatoes. We'll add in 2 cans of coconut milk. The red peas, these should soak overnight. I didn't soak them overnight, but I'm soaking them in garlic, pimentos, and what I'll do is start cooking those down now, and they're gonna just have to cook longer, and they'll cook until they're tender. This soup, this is gonna be the pot that I'm gonna start boiling the red peas in, and this is our pigtails. The pigtails, what I've done is I'm boiling them 3 times. This is the 3rd time. You wanna boil them to get the salt out. So we're gonna, this is the 3rd time that I'm boiling these. You boil them for about 15 to 20 minutes a piece. And then I'll add those to the red beans once they start boiling. But this whole red bean soup, it's a real hearty soup. It's not a soup that you eat when you have a soup in a sandwich. This is gonna be hearty all by itself, and it's gonna give you all the nutritional value and taste and fulfillment that you need. But just be advised, it's a whole overnight dish. You're supposed to soak the peas, soak the pigtails overnight in cold water. And so it's a lengthy process to get the red pea soup the way you want it to be. But okay, guys, the beans are still boiling. We're about 28 minutes in. We probably have another 20 minutes or so before those beans are kind of tender. This is why it's very important that you soak your beans overnight so they don't have to cook as long. So the beans are cooking and they're still kind of hard. But I got the garlic in there, and the garlic is gonna help those beans start to cook faster. They're gonna make them cook faster. So that's what it is. So I'll be back with you in about 20-25 minutes. Now that the beans are tender, we're gonna add in our squashes, chiote, acorn squash, and the carrots, and we're gonna let them simmer in there for about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna add in the rest of the ingredients. We're gonna add in our thyme and scallions and onions, garlic, and we're gonna add the rest of that to the pot. And also, after those simmer for about 20 minutes, we'll cut these 2 potatoes and add those to the pot, as well as our 2 cock flavored soup mix, and the coconut milk. So the peas are tender now, and we're just adding the pigtails into the beans. We're gonna let that cook and simmer for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll add the root vegetables. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the last container of about 10 cups of chicken broth to the mix, to our soup. So I put 3 of these in there. This is the 3rd one. And we brought it all to a boil. Now, we'll go ahead and add in our vegetables. We'll add in the vegetables. Carrots. Chiote. And some celery. And we'll mix this up. We'll let this simmer. We'll let this come back to a boil about 15 minutes, and then we'll add in the remaining scallions onions and garlic and a habanero. And we'll be back. Hey guys, we're making progress on the soup. The root vegetables have been simmering on a medium-high heat for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I'm getting ready to add in now potatoes, scallions and onions and garlic. Adding that in. Also adding in our coconut milk, our 2 cans of coconut milk going in. Bring this back to a simmer. This coconut milk is going to give it that good color, good flavor. Putting in our soup seasoning. This is where all your seasoning will come from right here. Now you can find these on your ethnic aisle in Walmart. You can go down there in the Jamaican and Mexican and Cuban and Asian aisle, and you should be able to find those soup mixes. Works wonders in the soup, trust me. Give it a beautiful flavor. I put my habanero pepper in there also. I know it usually calls for a Scotch bonnet, but I didn't have a Scotch bonnet, so I used the habanero pepper. At the end, I have some Scotch bonnet sauce hot sauce that I'll put in there, but I didn't want to have it too spicy, so we'll bring this pot back to a boil. Again, we'll let it cook for about 30 minutes, and then it'll be done. Okay, guys, the soup is done. As you can see, all of those root vegetables have mostly cooked down. Squashes have cooked down. The scallions have all cooked into this soup mixture, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful aroma. Got the pimentos on the top. The pigtails are nice and tender. Okay, guys, this is the Scotch bonnet pepper sauce that I was telling you about. I took out the habanero pepper. I added about 4 drops of that Scotch bonnet sauce to the soup, and it's all mixed up. The soup is ready. Beans are tender, potatoes are tender, the carrots are good, pigtails are nice and tender, and this soup is packed with flavor. And this is not a soup that you have when you say you're gonna go have a soup and a salad. This is a soup and a sandwich. This soup stands alone. It's a hearty soup that you can eat all by itself, and you can be very satisfied.